Welcome
to episode 177 of Doctor Who Time and Space, a weekly Doctor Who podcast hosted by a father and son who both love Doctor Who, and the roles have kind of been reversed in who knows what. That's the first time I've done a massive description.
It is, yeah. I'm D. Cool, by the way. I'm the father, as you can guess.
And I'm Lewis Moon, the son, as you may not have guessed.
What have we got on this week's show, Mr. Lewis Moon?
So, as I said, 177 this episode. We're looking at today, it's probably might be our last series of Judge My Tenure.
Ooh.
For a while at least. But this Judge My Tenure is subtitled The Companion Chronicles, like the Monster Analogy series and stuff.
Okay.
So we are going to go through the eras of companions and discuss how companions have developed, what our favourite companions from that era. I mean, what's changed in terms of how companions have been.
Okay.
Whether they've been strong, It's going to be just a little discussion today about how companions were in the 1960s. So that should be interesting.
A decade of show, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that should be interesting to see what our thoughts about 1960s companions were.
Okay.
So.
We'll also be giving a review of Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS from the Matt Smith era.
We'll be looking at the latest news as always.
We'll be possibly doing a Who to Face. Are we on Who to Face this week?
Yeah, the return.
The return of Who to Face. We haven't had
been
one for a while. We've had so much news and
three
activity.
Weeks, I think. No, for about a month since the last Who to Face.
Yeah.
We did 3-minute rant about the week before we went to Cardiff.
I think so, yeah. But we've been busy.
And we are pressing the magic hand button.
Oh. Excellent. So, what's first? Are you going to kick off with a bit of news to start with?
Are we going to talk about what we've been doing?
Oh, yeah, we usually do that, don't we? I forgot about that. Yeah. It's only because I haven't really done very much this week.
I
completely forgot.
Well, you have been to on a trip this week.
I have, yes.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that.
If you want to.
Okay, I mean, it's not overly Doctor Who related.
But it's what you've been doing this week.
But I have been doing things. I went up to London Monday, stayed up overnight, and went to over Monday as well. Did a little bit of a trip yet again around some of the old Jack the Ripper haunts, including the good fun. Can you have Jack the Ripper stuff? It's been good fun. I'm not sure you can really, but went to the interesting, I shall say, Jack the Ripper Museum, which was good. Which basically had sort of nuggets of information about the murders and recreated a couple of the scenes and things like that. Went to a few of the old Jack the Ripper pubs, which was good fun.
Yeah, cool.
And then on day 2, I went along to the Museum of London, which was I'd been to years ago when I was a young child, but it's the first time I'd been there for quite some time. So that was interesting. Went and found Headland Street, where David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust album cover was filmed.
Yeah.
And
taken,
sorry, yeah. And generally just had a bit of a walk around the Thames, etc. Really. But it was good. It was good fun.
You went to Forbidden Planet, didn't you?
I popped into Forbidden Planet because I was looking for you. You'd wanted me to check out to see whether I could find the War Doctor pop head and
just in case.
There's another one, the Davros
yeah.
one, and they didn't have either of that. They had the Ninth Doctor holding a banana.
That's not new though.
Oh, is it not? Oh, okay, that's right. I was thinking because I remember they with the new series, they had various
Yeah, I think they
old
had Matt
incarnations.
Smith, David. They had the last 3 Doctors as costumes,
Right. Okay.
but they've done costumes for other Doctors as well.
Right. Okay. So in that case, because I thought perhaps they did have some of the new ones, but obviously not then.
No, they didn't. I don't think, because did they have the 10th Doctor or 11th Doctor, Mr. Clever or the Hand? Well, yeah.
What I did forget to do, which I should have done whilst I was there, was because you've been looking to try and get hold of the gunfighters, haven't you?
Yeah.
I should have gone and had a look to see if they had that there, but I forgot.
Yeah. Did you just go in there for a few minutes?
Yeah, I wasn't in there very long. I just popped in there, had a look at the pop heads, and went out. 'Cause I didn't really have any money. Just because we'd spent so much money over the last few weeks because of the trip to Cardiff and the Bournemouth Comic Con and the London Comic Con and this and that and Nando's and things like that.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, I was feeling a little bit poor. So it was quite a cheap trip to London, as cheap as a trip to London can be. But I didn't have much money to spend on goodies, so I didn't want to look around too much and get encouraged to buy much. But aside from that, have I done anything else this weekend? Sorry. No, don't really feel that good. I'm a bit coldy at the moment. So
Sadly.
So
if Decal does a big sneeze, that's why.
You'll be glad that you're not in the room with me, but listening over the microphone. Yeah. so Lewis will probably be sneezing next week. But aside from that, no, I haven't really done a great deal. I'm trying to think if I've watched anything this week. I don't think I really have. I haven't even got onto Lord of the Rings this week, so I've not really done that much. So
neither have I. My week's been back to normal this week because obviously we've had the Comic Con, we'd had Cardiff, and I'd had 6 weeks worth of holiday.
Yeah.
So now back to normal, sadly. And
school.
Yeah. Back to normal.
Work.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Back to normal, boring old normal weeks. But apart from my randomizer, as always, I listen to my weekly Big Finish. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Weekly Big Finish, continuing Signs and Wonders.
Oh yeah.
Really good. Really
you enjoying
good,
that one? Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't get time to listen to all of part 2 because it was quite long. For some reason the parts vary. Sometimes they're like 40 minutes and then sometimes they're like 20 or something.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Okay. But a good one, yeah?
It
is the first
really
one you've got Sylvester McCoy's, isn't it?
Yes. And I think all of the others are Paul McGann's that I've got, apart from that War Doctor one I've got. But in actual main range.
I'm really interested now, having met Peter Purvis at the Comic Con the other week. I'm really interested to hear one with him in. Aren't you?
Yeah, and Fraser Hines as well. I'd like to.
Yeah. Perhaps that's what you should aim to do. Perhaps you should try and get one from the various people that you've met at the conference and try and get one of their episodes.
But they're in box sets, and usually the box sets are really expensive.
Yeah, that's true. But Christmas is around the corner.
Christmas is around the
So
corner.
who knows?
Might be. Oh, Paris Daleks is on there already.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should we crack on then with if there's no other general gossip about stuff, perhaps we should get on with the news. I think I've got a sneeze. Carry on. I'll sneeze I'll sneeze away.
Can you not sneeze with my bag? Thank you. It's a nice bag. I don't want green things all over it. Moffat. It's been a very unpleasant week for one of the news articles this week. I was quite shocked by this because it's really unpleasant, as in news, and but John Barrowman has recently spoken about the obstacles preventing Torchwood's return to television. He's basically been blaming Stephen Moffat for it. for not returning. Should we play the audio?
Yeah, put a little bit of audio on.
AKA the audio with sniffles, probably.
Without giving too much away, I was on a phone conversation with one of our executives, exec producers, telling me the obstacles that we have to face in order to bring it back. And I don't like to see things as obstacles because my feeling is that it's a good show, it deserves to come back, and I'm being told that it can't come back until it's got approval from certain people involved with Doctor Who. And I don't understand why one show has to have the approval of another in order to come back. But it might change when somebody leaves and somebody new and wonderful comes in. Thank you. You're welcome.
So who could that somebody be?
I wonder. Well, it must have been the Mothster. The Mothster. Barrowman did mention that lead writer and executive producer Stephen Moffat as the reason Torchwood would come back, and Stephen Moffat has replied to these claims, saying he's not one of the obstacles. So he said, "You may be aware that John Barrowman has been saying publicly that I've been blocking a new series of Torchwood. To be very clear, I haven't blocked it. I wouldn't block it. I wouldn't even be able to block it. I didn't even know a revival had been mooted till I read about it on the internet. As John perfectly well notes, it's not my show, and I could no more prevent it happening than he could cancel Sherlock. I am bewildered and a little cross, even to be included in this conversation. For the record, I really liked the show, especially the third series, and would be very happy to see more. Monsters and Mayhem, why not? But the fact is, it has nothing to do with me. Please pass this on to the anxious and the angry. I've had enough hate mail now." Poor Mothster.
He does get a rough deal with it, Stephen Moffat.
He does.
I personally cannot understand why he gets as rough a deal as he does.
Neither can I.
I mean, I personally think most of what he's brought to the show has been good. I think I could go with the criticism that sometimes maybe he overcomplicates things a little bit.
But if you look here, the top. Oh, go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 6 episodes of New Who, according to IMDb, are Stephen Moffat episodes.
Having said that, how many of those are ones from his tenure?
Well, they're written by him anyway.
Yeah, so as in which ones are RTD ones and which ones are his?
Heaven Sent and Day of the Doctor are from his tenure.
Yeah.
And Blink, Forest of the Dead, Silence in the Library, and Gell and the Fireplace are not.
So that would still suggest, though, wouldn't it, that people have a preference for him as a writer than a showrunner, I guess.
Yeah. I think he's done some really good episodes.
Yeah.
Go away, hate mailers. Hate mailers.
Well, I mean, I can see certain elements of where people don't like it. As I say, I think there is that danger of him overcomplicating it, and possibly does make the assistant, the companion, probably more powerful than the companion's ever been before. But you've got to take with it as well that he's also brought great depth to the stories.
Yeah, I mean, whose side are you on? I'm definitely on Moffat's.
Oh, in this particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too. I'd imagine that Barrowman's probably he's got the wrong idea of it.
Yeah, he's got the wrong end of the stick.
Or he was just seeking a little bit of popularity to push the series ahead. But to be honest, if he really did see Moffat as being a blocker, I don't think he would have come out and said what he said, or else it would have definitely been blocked, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been.
So, Yeah.
So
It's a shame to hear of all the arguments going on, but
yeah, it's such a shame to hear about this, but
what I think it probably does mean is that it's very unlikely that he is in the Christmas special.
that is very unlikely. Yeah, I think it was practically confirmed that Matt Lucas would be.
Yeah.
I hate that, but I mean, I have nothing against Matt Lucas in as a comedian himself, because he's good, he's funny, but I just don't like him in Doctor Who. I, as we've said many times before. So, you know.
I don't have a problem, funny enough. If he comes back for the Christmas special, I don't have a problem with it, because for a Christmas episode, he's very light-hearted. Where I would have a problem is I would find him very annoying if he's continuously popping up throughout the whole of the new series.
Apparently he is.
I do worry about the new series. To be completely honest, I'm more worried about the new series than I have been with any other. And I've probably said this on a number of.
And we've been watching Series 6 live together.
The concerns I have are these. Firstly, whilst I think the show does need to become more family orientated. I just worry that they may push it too far.
Yeah.
With the comedy stuff, but probably most of all, I guess, is will it be one series with Moffat too long? If his original intention was to finish after Husbands of River Song, has he basically used up his best ideas already?
I think he has. I think it's gonna go somewhere bad. I'm really looking forward to when Chris Chibnall comes along, because I know a few of his stories, most of his stories, have done the tone of Doctor Who perfectly right. They've made it entertaining, and I think for at least one or two series, it should return to that. I mean, I think, personally prefer the darker stuff on this podcast, but it is sort of scaring away the younger and family audience, and we need to reintroduce younger people, because the Doctor Who Adventures magazine, its numbers were shocking, so its circulation figures, so we need to reintroduce the family side of things.
But I think the whole thing with Doctor Who anyway is it's a series, it's a show, and it's always been a show about reinventing itself. So it can't stay with one showman for too long.
No, it can't.
And at least Moffat's going to try and do something different, I guess. I just have concerns about it. I have some concerns about Bill.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what Bill's going to be like. But...
she's going to be like mouthy, like she was in the trailer all the time, and it's going to get quite irritating. It's going to be very Donna-esque.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think this is Stephen Moffat's 6th series.
Yeah, which is a lot, isn't it?
Which is a lot, and
in fact, it's probably second only to John Nathan Turner, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. He's done 2 more series than RTD did.
Yeah.
I think it's time for someone else to do it, so that it can be reintroduced, as I said, to a family audience. And I think Doctor Who is a family show. First of all, in 1963, when it was created, it was originally intended to be a family show.
Yep.
So the last couple of years, it has gone away from that, and I think series 8 and 9. I think series 9 particularly, may have been my favourite of New Who in terms of consistency. Yeah. Even though series 1 is very consistent, it needs to do something. Over the last few years, I've been worrying to click on that button where it's that link saying viewing figures now out, and I remember one day I couldn't look because I was so scared that it was going to be really low, and then you had to look for me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I don't think the show's in any danger.
No, it isn't, because
but-
it's going to, it's been confirmed till at least 2020. So
Yeah. Okay.
hopefully it won't move channels like the Bake Off. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Although I tell you, actually, we say that, and I think the thing is, it's a really important BBC show. But it would be really interesting to see how somebody like Netflix or Amazon actually dealt with the show.
Mm.
And that, you could find all of a sudden it got like a real big sort of breath of fresh air and given another real big boost. But you can't imagine the BBC ever letting go of it. Having said that, I couldn't imagine the BBC letting go of Bake Off either.
Yeah, because the Bake Off was one of their most popular shows they ever did.
Yeah.
That they did. Let's try and find a bit of this. Let's see. Try and find a bit of this Christopher Eccleston interview for you.
Okay.
So
this was an interview where?
With need to.
It's a radio one, is it?
Yeah. Come on. What the hell is happening?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that.
Okay, this won't work.
Oh, so exactly. Okay.
No, that was wrong.
Okay,
let's just talk about the interview then. It's good to. I think it's good to introduce some of this.
Get
live
actual
media. Okay. And an actual media, and also, live tweets. We'll do some more about the companions later on. Dooku's popped away for a second for private reasons. Christopher Eccleston has said it was tragic that I didn't get to play the Doctor for longer. Now, you can see the link for the video in the show notes at SoundCloud, but it's playing up for us, so we can't play any of it. Plus, it's 8 minutes, so I haven't listened to it all, so I don't know. I really don't know how to do so. Christopher Eccleston said, the first series of any show is always very difficult to sell to the audience. And I'm very proud that we got through what was a really badly organised and certainly badly produced first series. They certainly didn't acknowledge it at the time, and I wish they would have done. Oh, there you go. Private reasons, Van. And I wish they would have done, because then things would have worked out very differently. But I'm very proud that I managed to find a way through the chaos they imposed and get us picked up. Asked if there's any regret that he didn't stay for another season, there's always regret when you play a role like that, because what you do is, I watched it back and I thought, okay, next time do this. Don't do this, do that, calibrate the audience. He continues, it was tragic for me that I didn't play him for longer. He's a beautiful character, and I have a great deal of professional pride in it. And had I done a second series, there would have been a marked improvement in my performance. I was learning new skills in terms of playing light comedy, etc. I was not known for light comedy, and again, production did not allow for that. It was very important on the first series that you make a very informed and intelligent choice, even if it means breaking the budget, about getting the first director who is going to set the tone for the series, for the way the actors relate. And that did not happen. Disaster. He adds, but the show survived, thank God. And Capaldi and Matt and David are just brilliant. You can hear more in the interview on the show notes on mistlewismoon.weebly.com. Adventures, I have to misslewsonadventures.weebly.com, and then go to the Doctor Who Time and Space section, and there's show notes for the past 77 episodes. So that's up to episode 100 that I've got links to on there. So you can see all of the links from those past few episodes on there.
So what would you make of what Christopher Eccleston's saying there then?
I would have loved to have Christopher Eccleston to do a second series. I've always thought of what would it feel like? You know, what would it feel like? What would it be like to have Christopher Eccleston back for another series?
Yeah.
I do think it's shocking to hear that it was, you know, such a mess in production, but
Well, that may have just been his impression, I guess. It'd be interesting to see what someone like Billy Piper thought of it.
yeah, maybe.
The odd thing about it, isn't something I thought of myself. It's something that they mentioned when we were listening to a podcast earlier on. But the interesting sort of side of it is the fact that he still declined to be in The Day of the Doctor.
Yeah.
So however much he seems to indicate here that he really liked the character and, you know, was gutted by the way things turned out, it's odd that he wasn't happy to come back. Do we know who the producer of the first series was? Off the top of your head?
Sorry.
But it's different people than they're doing it now,
Yeah.
presumably. Yeah.
Think
So
so.
it's interesting stuff. I mean, he's very, very critical of that sort of early production, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
But I wonder I'm assuming that's more so around the way that they produced it on a day-to-day basis, interacting with all the actors and everything, rather than how it looked. Because I think it still looks really good.
It does still look really good, yeah.
So, but anyway, it was
yeah.
a very interesting article, and it's at least it's a lot more positive than anything we've heard from
It
from
is.
them before.
I think it's very interesting and a different take. I mean, Christopher Eccleston, I think, spoke personally about Doctor Who for the first proper time last year. And before that, I think rumours had been spread and he'd been saying bad things about it. But, you know, recently he started to be more open about it.
Yeah.
And you know that the typical question whenever he goes on a radio station or something is, why did you leave Doctor Who?
Yeah.
After one series.
Yeah.
It always happens. Always.
It is a shame in many ways, isn't it? And I mean, other than Paul McGann, who's obviously not really had the opportunity to do too much other than the audio stuff, it must be pretty much the shortest stint of any Doctor, isn't it? Has anyone others done just one series?
Well, Colin Baker did 1 and a bit.
Oh.
Two. Yeah, 2.
Right.
2.
Okay. So there we have it. Do we have further news?
We do. So the BBC released a new image from Doctor Who upcoming spin-off series, Class. The latest pic features character Miss Quill, played by Catherine Kelly, with the tagline teasing, "War is coming." This picture shows her with a gun in a classroom.
So is she a teacher?
Yeah, I think
Teachers
so.
with a gun. Interesting.
That's illegal.
What else did it say? Do we know much about it?
This week also saw the fully sized logo formally revealed. So it's got it says class in big block sort of letters. Then it's got a line going through the A from the universe of Doctor Who. You can see this in the show notes we mentioned earlier.
I quite like that.
Me too,
I quite
yeah.
like that logo. It's quite good.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
cool.
simple, but it's quite effective,
Yeah.
I think. I like that. October, not too far away.
Yeah, so
We're
it's set to air in October.
We're halfway through September already.
It looks like, as we revealed, we seem to be getting some sort of little hint or bit of news about Class every week, because last week we got the whole thing about the novels.
Yeah.
We also know that the cast of Class and Doctor Who are going to be at New York Comic Con, which is on the 6th to the 9th of October, I believe. And
Okay.
that's going to be a really good date. So look forward to that. Make sure you listen to the podcast after those dates, because they have revealed that there's going to be some announcements about Series 10 and the Christmas special then. So
do we know at the moment what the date of class starting is?
No,
Has it
we
got
don't.
it hasn't got a start
I think it's at the end of October.
Okay. Do we know how they're going to do it as well? I mean, are BBC Three, because it's on BBC Three,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not going to broadcast live, is it?
They're going to be online on BBC Three on a date, and then later on that week they will show it on on either BBC One or Two.
Okay. I wonder if it's going to, whether they're going to use the sort of Netflix style approach of putting the whole series out in one go, or whether they're going to do it once a week. Assume probably once a week.
Yeah. But if they do it once a week, it might clash with Christmas, won't it? Or no, it might.
How many episodes have we got of it?
8.
8 of it, okay.
Might just.
No, we'll finish by then, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll finish sort of mid-December probably.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm looking forward for it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be cool.
Well, we don't know whether it'll be good,
Well,
but it's gonna be good to have something new.
Something to fill the gap. I mean, it's been great because we know that there's not just. I mean, this year there's no series, but we've got the Christmas special. We've got Class. We've got obviously the Power of the Daleks animation.
Yeah.
We've got a few things to look forward to. Sadly for us Who fans, from up to September has been a lonely point, but from October things should start to get a bit more exciting.
But you say about that, but actually, in many ways, let's face it, this time last year, we were watching Series 9, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was on now. So
it was on the 19th. So, yeah.
So you look at it like that and you think, well, actually, so that year has gone really, really fast.
Yeah, it has.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't seem that long ago.
My Name is Davros, it was
a
year ago.
Yeah, so, I mean, the year's gone very quick. And how many months is it till the new series starts? When is it? It was April we're looking at. So what are we in now? September. So you've got October, November, December, January, February, March. We're about halfway through then.
Yeah, I think. Are we just over or?
Just under, probably. September to October to November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, so if it's towards the end of April, we're about halfway through.
Middle of April, I think.
But we're about halfway through then. So
exactly dead in the middle because it's rumoured to be airing on the 15th. So.
But having said that, you'll have the Christmas special before then.
We will.
So you get into. We're not too far away. You'll get some more Who's.
You'll get some more Who relatively soon.
Did we have further news? We've got quite a bit of news this week, haven't we?
I think we do. I think we have one more bit of news. Candy Jar Books have announced a special free digital release in the Lethbridge Stewart range, The Last Duty, tribute to real-life WAF Eileen Younghusband, who features in the book. The Last Duty is set shortly after the grandfather infestation. It is written by newcomer to the range, Christopher Bryant, who was the editor and contributor to several Doctor Who related charity books like You and Who, Seasons and War, and You on Target. The PDF story features a cameo by Eileen, immortalised by the cousin of Derek Younghusband, a character created with Eileen's blessing for the band Weevil, who appears in the Havoc Files too. The free PDF available from the Candy Jar website also features excerpts from Eileen's War and One Woman's War. Meanwhile, the cover for the Havoc Files has now been revealed, plus news that an additional tale will be added in the anthology. The Last Skin is a novella and is set Cornhill concurrently
Currently, yeah.
concurrently with the forthcoming Lethbridge Stewart novel Times Squared, focusing on several of the regular cast of characters, including the return of journalists Howard Chorley, Howard Chorley, Larry Green, and Charlie Redfern. More importantly, it also features the first appearance of Professor Edward Travers. Travers, last seen in 2015's The Schizoid Earth, who heads to John O'Groats to investigate a bit of Scottish law. The cover is by Adrian Salmon, who faces the challenge of how to touch upon the various stories and yet still have a striking image to attract readers' attentions. The whole collection is dedicated in the memory of Rice Rubery, friend of the range editor and Doctor Who fan, a 16-year-old who lost his life in a tragic accident in July 2016. You can find out more about Rice and how to support the RR81 legacy by going to the website in the show notes. The Havoc Files is
That's right. Yeah, just click on
sorry.
the icon thing again. There we go.
Oh yeah, there. Is available for pre-order from the Candy Jar website. It's out in September. If I missed that, I can't remember. The next series of Lethbridge Stewart's begins in October with the release of Times Squared by Rick Cross, followed by The Blood of Atlantis by Simon A. Forward and Mind of Stone by Ian McLean.
Excellent. Good. So that's all for the news?
That's all for the news this week.
Okay. Whilst you're beginning to give a bit of an intro to the next item, I'm going to move. So we're just talking amongst ourselves now. Hi, folks. I'm going to move the behind the sofa that we recorded earlier into our Dropbox so that you can load it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
When?
Well, I'm going to do that now so you can load it up in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that. So then, the main feature, that's the news for today, by the way. The main feature today is us. Now, you may have seen previously our 3 previous series of Judge My Tenures. Our first, what started in episode 101, so that long ago.
Well, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
Beginning of 2015, with a Judge My Tenure on the Doctors. Then, in about episode 100 in the 130s or 40s, I think we had a look at the showrunners.
Yep.
Can't remember what episodes the next one was in, but our last Judge My Tenure series was called Monster Analogy and focused around monsters. And next up is our companion. So this is going to be called the Companion Chronicles.
Ooh.
So we'll be looking through each era of Doctor Who, so the 4 or 5 eras, and we'll be discussing companions from all of them, and we'll be discussing how they've developed, our favourites from each era, what we like about that style of companion, and how we think they could have been improved.
Brilliant.
So today we are in the Companion Chronicles looking at the 1960s, so the very beginning of Doctor Who and the very beginning of the Companion.
So effectively this would take us through the whole of William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton's era.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
Okay.
So up to Zoe.
Yeah.
Is in Companions. So the problem is with this, I think in other eras you've watched at least one story of every other companion.
Mm-hmm. There'll be a few I haven't seen in this one.
But in the 1960s, I'll have to fill in a few.
Yeah, I've seen clips probably of most of them.
Yeah, but we're going to go through the companions. Do you want to start off with that, going through the companions and each one and what we think about each one?
Yeah, if I could just make a statement on that, though. Actually,
yeah, of course.
I think what is quite interesting is there's a lot of companions, isn't there? In this
there is a lot. There's probably about usually 3.
Yeah.
at a time, maybe 2.
Yeah.
2 at the most.
Yeah.
Usually 3 though in the 60s.
Yeah. So I think that in itself is quite interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well let's kick off then with the very first ones then, shall we? So as a starting point, An Earthly Child, which we talked about on this show only a handful of weeks ago, really.
Yeah, we did a few weeks ago.
Probably a couple of months, I guess now.
Probably about end of July.
Yeah. When it came up in the randomizer. But this brings us our first ever companions. Susan, who's been travelling with the Doctor for however long, I guess, since he stole the TARDIS, I gather.
I think he has.
Because it's his granddaughter. And then also her teachers from school, Ian and Barbara.
Yeah, so they were all introduced in this story. Yeah. Let's start with Susan. I mean, Susan's the Doctor's granddaughter.
Yeah.
She's sort of the most minor companion, and she's sort of brought in to be mainly a screamy and look at that companion.
Yeah.
What do you think of Susan's character?
I think in many respects she's a foil for Ian and Barbara.
Yeah.
Isn't she? But she's a pleasant enough girl, obviously very intelligent. She's learning about the universe.
She works well, I think.
Yeah.
She's good with William Hartnell.
Yeah. I don't think that sort of character would work that well. But what with the before that spin-off, a spin-off about sort of reincarnation.
Yeah.
Actually, follow the similar talks about as actually go on adventures.
Who would know? So Barbara joined the Doctor. I'll give a little comment on her. In Barbara, I do like Barbara.
She's grown on me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a lot of hers, and I've realised before, but I've started to realise recently in episodes, not just on the randomizer, but episodes, because over the last year or something, I've been watching a lot of the William Hartnell ones.
Yeah.
So I'm revisiting a lot of those. So I've seen most of Barbara's episodes. But I think she's I wouldn't say she's one of the best, but I think she's better than I originally thought she would have been.
Yeah.
And,
I think when we a little while back, probably a couple of years ago now, when we started listing our companions in order.
Yeah. That was just before Series 9, I think.
Okay.
That was a year ago.
Okay. I've got a feeling I had it right down the bottom. And I don't think she would be now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I prefer of the two. I prefer Ian.
Yes.
And in fact, I would say that Ian's probably one of the strongest male companions we've ever had.
Yeah, I think he is. So, what is that your opinion on Ian? Have you got anything else to touch on about Ian or Barbara?
Sensible chap, isn't he?
He is. TARDIS Doctor, of course.
Yeah.
But like one of the best companions of the 60s.
Yeah. So who came after Ian? Then?
So Susan left. And Barbara and the Doctor, of course, were joined by Vicky, who was played by Maureen O'Brien. Vicky is sort of another minor character. She was put in to fill the space of Susan. Vicky, she's sort of unnecessary, I would say. She's sort of a companion. You don't really need her in it. I think the Dr. Barbara and Ian would be good herself. She's not annoying or anything. she's probably unnecessary and she doesn't really do much, but she's okay in terms of personality, you know. But just a filler companion, I'd say.
Can I make a comment here?
Yeah.
I think what's quite interesting is it goes back a little bit to Barbara and Susan. For some reason, in that first sort of series, in that William Hartnell era, having 3 companions seems to work quite well.
Mm.
Whereas if you look at the Peter Davison era, it feels like there's the TARDIS is. I know it shouldn't be crowded because it can go on forever, but the TARDIS feels a bit crowded.
Yeah, I know. It's
And
because they're not good companions, though. All of them are. Well, Tegan's okay, but
I
you know
think
the others are mere companions.
if I was stuck in the TARDIS,
And Turlo's not, of course, but
if I was stuck in the TARDIS with Tegan and Adric, I think
and Nissa.
well, not so much. Not so much.
But
I'm just
she's,
thinking of. I'm thinking personality-wise. If you had Adric and Tegan in the TARDIS, and I was there, I'd be trying to get out of that main console room as often as possible. I probably would have been making the journey to the centre of the TARDIS.
Yeah,
just to
we'll
escape
talk
from
about that later on.
Yeah.
Tangent.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then Barbara and Ian left.
Yeah.
Which made space for a new companion, Stephen, played by Peter Purvis, who moi and the cool met.
Nice fella.
And Stephen replaces them. I've only seen a couple of stories with this guy in, but he's okay. I mean, I've seen the Ark, I've seen the Time Meddler, I've seen the Chase. I can't remember whether I've seen any more.
Is he basically filling the void that Ian left? Is he a very similar character to Ian?
He is very similar.
Yeah.
I think he's quite a good companion,
Yeah.
but you know, nothing too different from any of the other male companions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's funny how they've moved away a lot from the early days where the companions, there was a strong male companion.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the fact that they've combined in many respects what they got out of the companion, the male companion, and the Doctor into a single character.
Yeah.
Because I guess with William Hartnell being an older style character, you know, quite doddery in many respects in the way his portrayal was, they felt they needed to have a young man as well, whereas obviously the Doctor became increasingly younger.
Yeah.
So.
So Vicky was soon replaced by Dodo, played by Jackie Lane. Dodo, I believe I've seen 2 of hers.
What have you seen?
Another, the Ark and the War Machines.
Okay.
She's a bit of an unnecessary character. Another one to fill the void. Another filler. She's a mare companion. Mare companion.
Yeah.
Stephen and Dodo both leave. Stephen before Dodo, but they both leave. An episode after each other, I believe. They're replaced by Polly and Ben, who are the first Doctor's last companions and the second Doctor's first.
Yeah.
You've seen some with.
I've certainly seen one with them in. Have I seen
Moonbase?
one? I've seen Moonbase. Have I seen any
I
others?
don't think so, actually. No. I've seen the underwater. You'll have seen Power of the Daleks soon, because that one.
Yeah.
10th Planet, War Machines, the Moon Base, and the Underwater Menace are on my watch list.
Yeah.
So I've seen 4 of theirs.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. They were okay. I think they were right.
I think they were quite good. You know, the typical couple of companions, you know?
Yeah.
I like them in the War Machines. They're good in that, and they're good introduced.
I think what's clear in general about the companions in the early days is that they were definitely there to support the Doctor.
Yeah.
You know, there was no danger of them taking the centre stage like there is in more recent series.
Like with Jenna Coleman.
Yeah.
Jamie joined Polly and Ben for a few stories. Obviously, Jamie was played by Fraser Hines, who we also met. Jamie is a companion who stays for a long time after this, but we'll talk more about how long he stayed later on. He joined Polly, Ben, and the Doctor, and I think he might be the best companion of the 60s.
Well, I was going to come on and ask you that in a minute, so we'll come back to that in a second.
We'll come back to that. But he is quite a strong companion. And the male companions are definitely stronger in this period than the females. Don't mean to be sexist, but later on, the female characters do dominate over the male companions and side characters and everything. As the eras go on, but I think Jamie was a really good companion.
Yeah.
So Polly and Ben left. I don't want to count how many stories I've watched with Jamie because I've watched quite a few. Any stories with Victoria or Zoe? Victoria replaced Polly and Ben.
Yep.
And joined Jamie and the Doctor.
Again, we met Deborah Watling the other week. Very nice lady.
Very nice. Quite a good companion. She's grown on you, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. Initially, I found her a little bit screamy. But,
she is a screamy companion.
Yeah, but I grew to really like her. Watching Enemy of the World, I think, was... She really grew on me during that.
I think I've seen Tomb of the Cybermen, The Ice Warriors, Enemy of the World, Web of Fear. Got a feeling there might be one more, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But she's quite a good companion, I think.
Yeah.
She grew on us. Companion of the 60s who replaced Victoria was Zoe.
Yes.
Played by Wendy Padbury. Zoe's a really good companion, quite a strong one. She can be screamy at some points, but I think she's one of the better ones. She's quite smart.
I think that's it.
She's a good companion.
Introduces the intelligence sort of thing in, isn't it?
This is sort of the beginning of sort of the transition between 60s companions and 70s companions.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about how it develops in the 70s. But who's your favourite then?
Well, I was going to ask you a slightly different question, but
okay.
Based on that, what's your favourite combination? So rather than a single companion, there's generally in this era tends to be two together. Which two do you think work?
Jamie and Zoe.
Yeah, I think with me it's a toss-up of Jamie and Zoe or Jamie and Victoria. I'm not sure which way around.
I'm going to say Jamie and Zoe.
Yeah. Followed probably then by Ian and Barbara.
Yeah. If you count who they're with, then Susan, but don't have to. Let's talk about how, I suppose this could end the feature, but how have companions in this year worked? I mean, what's the typical sort of companion for it? And we'll talk more next week on next week's show about how 70s companions differ with 60s companions. But what do you think is the typical male and female characters?
I think certainly the case with Ian and Barbara. I'm not sure so much with some of the others. You'd have a clearer idea than me.
Yeah.
But there's definitely more of a feeling that they're quite phased by the whole thing of, whoa, this is a big universe. There's aliens. There's time. Whereas these days it doesn't seem to take long to sort of accept it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you were to walk out the door today, suddenly you find yourself falling into the TARDIS and then taken off to Akatan or something like that, it would probably take you quite some time to realise what was going on and to get acclimatised.
The early years of Who? What is why is something more realistic?
Last week we had how that they stumble over their words sometimes because of the way it was filmed, but that actually brings
Put some of that.
it does bring an element of realism to it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Young man. Yeah. I think typical female companions screamy in this era.
Yeah.
And
probably through some of the 70s as well.
Usually unnecessaries.
Yeah.
But there are a few good female companions in this era.
Yeah.
And male companions, usually the strong sort of companions. So usually heroic.
Yeah.
In a way.
It's all changed, didn't it, really? Because it was throughout most of the 60s, there was a male and female companion.
Yeah.
And that changed immediately in the 70s in John Pertwee's era, where
it was just a female.
A female. Other than you get strong supporting male characters, particularly like the unit and things like that. But in terms of actually a physical companion,
we didn't have another male companion a male proper companion after this until Adric.
Yeah. And then obviously around that era you had a few, didn't you?
You had Turbo
as well. And then in New Who, you've not really had that, have you?
No, you've had Rory and Mickey.
Yeah.
But
they've been in and out.
Yeah. Rory was a full-time companion nearer the end.
Yeah.
But
That was Rory, I guess.
Mickey. I said Rory.
Did you? Oh, sorry, I think you said Mickey. But
no.
Yeah. Okay. Does that bring us to an end to that article?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Good discussion. Next week, we'll stay tuned for next week's Companion Chronicles edition, where we'll be talking about companions in the 70s. Yeah. So then, our randomizer this week. The randomizer, by the way, is our mission, basically, to watch or rewatch every single Doctor Who story there is that's not missing.
Yeah.
Paris the Daleks will have to add. We'll have to take away the missing soon. But this week we've been discussing our first New Who story for a long time.
It is actually,
and
isn't it?
That is Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. Can you out this story?
Yep, certainly can. So this is taking us to Matt Smith's era. It's a story written by Steve Thompson, who we've seen a few times. It's from series 7. So basically, it kicks off with the Doctor realising that there seems to be some sort of clash between the TARDIS. He starts trying to operate it, and in doing that, he disables the shields to put it into a sort of like a basic anyone can operate it mode. But just as he does that, the TARDIS gets caught in this magnetic tractor beam that's being used by a space salvage ship, and that damages the TARDIS. Clara sort of begs the Doctor to try and fix it, but he claims that there is no big friendly button that can fix everything. In doing that, Clara then spots this strange device, this egg-like device that's lying on the floor, tries to grab it, and it burns her hand. At that point, the ship sort of suddenly jolts, and both of them are thrown into this darkness. Theme tune, cue. The Doctor then finds himself awake on a salvage ship, which is manned by these 3 geezers and this very human-looking android called Tricky. And basically, he gets a real rough deal from it, Tricky, from the others. The Doctor tries to convince these salvage ship people to help him rescue Clara, who's locked inside the TARDIS, and they agree, but only because they seem to think that way they're going to be able to salvage some parts of what looks like a pretty knackered TARDIS. When they get inside, the Doctor basically threatens to put the TARDIS into self-destruct unless they will help him find rescue Clara within the hour, which they then attempt to do. Searching, and Clara starts trying to find a way out of the TARDIS as well. they realise that everything is not all as it should be, and the TARDIS has gone into a sort of a time loop in many respects, isn't it? A time echo. That's it. And things like the control room seem to be appearing on a number of levels, and there's these very strange zombie creatures that are walking around.
Yeah, strange.
Clara discovers this book called The History of the Time War, and goes something like, that's him, or something like that. I can't remember the exact lines she says, but basically she reads something in there which reveals more about the Doctor
That's
than
who I think.
that's who, yeah. But reveals more about the Doctor than perhaps anybody else has ever been let onto, other than maybe with a song.
Yeah.
So that's probably enough of a roundup, I would suggest.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. What do you make of this?
So this episode is written by Stephen Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Thompson is sort of a writer who doesn't do very good episodes. I mean, he does sort of. His episodes have got better as they've gone on. I mean, he wrote Curse Black Spot and Time Heist. Time Heist was quite good, but I think I think this episode, I like things with only a few people. I think they're quite limited and they're quite clever. And I like things which are in one space.
Yeah.
That's why I like Edge of Destruction.
Yeah.
But whatsoever. But this story here is just it's an all right episode. It's not a classic by any means, but there's bits of it that are really good. It is an all right story, and it's another meh story. I mean, you know, I'm not really too fond of the Van Barlens, but I think Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman are good in this story.
I tend to think that there's bits of it which are really, really, really strong.
Yeah.
I like the whole idea of the android. Is he really an android? Blah, blah, blah. I like that bit.
Me too. Yeah.
I like the whole concept of the TARDIS defending itself against salvage being taken.
Yeah.
Not sure I completely grasp fully the whole zombie things.
Neither do I.
Spoiler alert, blah, blah, blah. The fact that they're actually Clara from...
Aren't they, isn't there another one which are the Van Barlen brothers as well, the two that are alive?
Yeah, that becomes them, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. Yes, that is true. But it seems to be that it's more so the Doctor has been trying to find the other Claras. Is that... Have I interpreted that right?
I
and
think
they've died.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I've probably been a bit thick, but I couldn't quite grasp that. So that didn't really work that well for me. But
No.
I like the bit when outside and they've got that sort of big steep drop, and the Doctor basically is opening up a little bit to Clara about the other Claras that he's met and he doesn't understand her. I actually like that bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
There are some good bits. There's some funny bits. It's one of those episodes, and there's quite a lot of these with Doctor Who. It's a meh episode. It's one of those ones which is okay, but it's nothing really stunning. It's nothing really inventive or new or anything. It's just
easy watching.
It's easy to watch. Yeah, it's quite entertaining, this story. I don't think it lives up to the standards of some.
I mean, when people are critical of New Who and say that classic Who was a lot better, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. But what you could say is at the height of its powers, so let's say probably in terms of stories, the John Pertwee and early Tom Baker, there's not much filler.
No.
episode after great
It's
episode.
great, yeah, but here
you-
in New Who, there's usually about 3 fillers at least a series.
Yeah. Certainly this season, series 7 had a number of film
Yeah.
episodes.
So did series 6.
Yeah.
So
So if you're going to point a finger of criticism at New Who, well, that's probably a fair one, isn't it?
yeah, but this series was hard for Stephen Moffat because we've told earlier in the year that Stephen Moffat did comment on that everything was falling down on him with this series, with the 50th anniversary and Matt Smith leaving, and really hard for him to do series 7.
Yeah. And in a natural context, you lived it, and there was actually some cracking episodes in it, wasn't there?
Oh, well.
This
And
one-
Name
this
the
one-
Doctor, Angels Take Manhattan, Asylum of the Daleks.
Yeah.
All sorts of episodes. Crimson Horror, great episodes in there. But
So some really good stuff. It's just it's isn't up there with the best.
it's not a consistent series.
No. And this isn't up there with the best of them.
No,
This
isn't.
is it's a very watchable,
Yeah, it
very
is.
watchable episode, but not one that you're going to remember. I'm watching it again. I'd forgotten big chunks of it
Yeah.
from the first time I'd seen it.
Scores?
Okay.
Monsters.
Monsters. Do you know the zombie monsters don't really do anything for me? I'll be honest with you. They don't really do
No.
much at all. I'm going to give them a 6.
Character development.
It's very strong on that, I think.
Yeah.
I think particularly the whole thing between the Doctor and Clara. I might give it an 8 for that.
Okay. Excitement.
It's not as exciting as it believes it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 7. I think it believes itself to be
Yeah.
a more exciting episode than it is.
Pace.
Pace is quite good. I'll give it an 8 for pace.
And that is 29.
Okay.
Out of 40.
Okay.
Out of
Good.
40.
Okay.
Overall.
Good. Overall, I'll give it probably 7. Overall.
I will give it a 7.2.
Ooh. Okay. So it's time for that moment, isn't
The
it?
most exciting
Yeah.
moment.
But we're not going to have time for Who to Face again, are we, today?
What time did we begin the show?
I'm thinking we began it at about, certainly no later than 5:15. 4, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 20 past?
Yeah, okay.
Should we not do Who to Face then again?
Up to you. We can do a quick one.
Look what's come up on the.
Okay. For those that haven't ever listened to the podcast before, it's a spreadsheet. We've got a little macro built into it. We press the magic randomizer button, and it will select what we're going to be viewing the next week and talking about on this show for your veritable enjoyment.
Let us just say that Power of the Daleks just popped up on here.
Yeah.
But nobody owns that yet.
But they soon will.
But they soon will on Bonfire Night. So now it's time to press one of the most exciting parts of the show.
Ooh,
Let
okay.
us see.
What have we got?
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. And this is
An episode I've not seen.
okay. Our first. Wait, what was it? Planet of Evil. It's our first Tom Baker story since. Where is it?
Sometime.
Ark in Space in January.
January comes.
So our first. This is a Tom Baker and Sarah, so it's one of that era
right, okay.
of classics.
I got into my head that this was the first one with Leader in it. What's that called?
Face of Evil.
Right, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about.
This is quite a good one.
Yeah.
I'd say quite a good one.
Essentially, because it goes back to what we were saying just a minute ago, where
Yeah.
I claimed that you didn't get any Mare episodes, and
No.
they fit through. So it'd be a good test of that.
It's
won't it?
quite a good one. We'll see what you think.
Yeah.
Remember the first time of watching this, I didn't like it, but the second time watching it, I did really enjoy it. Do I have it? No. I can't remember whether I have. Oh,
Yeah. If you haven't got it, we'll press the magic randomizer off screen in the interview.
I'm really getting annoyed by this. Can I see the cover of the DVD? Because I don't have it on disc, like if I have it, then I have it on an official. But I've watched it twice, so I must do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let us see.
How exciting. So, I mean, that's the alternative we do otherwise. If we haven't got it, we'll select something else. And it just means you won't be getting what you expected to get next week when you listen, viewers, or view listeners, whatever. Yeah.
No.
The Doctor Who encyclopedia's failed.
Oh, I don't know whether I have this.
Well, we'll work that out off bit telling if we can.
I'm watching it on the. I can't. Via our various sources of social media.
And we'll say what we're watching instead.
Yeah. One. And
Okay.
it is. I don't know whether I ever finished. Was that you?
That's my stomach.
Oh. I don't know whether I ever finished. I'll be quick then. I don't know whether I ever finished Sentence, but I said the first time I watched this, I didn't really like it, but the second time I did like it. So let's hope we have it. I'm sure I do, but if not, sorry guys. So we'll try and get that to review for you next week.
I think we're going to have to round it there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're going to have time for Who today, so I think we're going to have to do that. Well, we will get to do another one soon, but we've just had so much to talk about of late. So.
Yeah, we have. We'll try and get to do one next week. Try.
So, to round off, then, what do we have on next week's show?
It's episode 178, and we are looking at the companions of the 1970s.
Oh, okay, we'll look forward to that. We may be watching Planet of Evil, we may not.
We will be talking about the latest news.
Yeah, we will do indeed. And what else? We'll be pressing.
Is it a full part of Planet of Evil?
Yeah.
So we'll be pressing the magic randomizer.
And we'll try and get out.
Yes, we'll do our best.
Yeah. So we'll see you. Did I miss a bit?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Same time.
Same space.
Ta-ta. Tatty bye.
Tatty buys.
Tatty bye.
Tatty buys indeed.
Interrupted there because I was in the middle of saying some sort of happy exit moment. Were you?
Well, what sort of happy exit moment were you planning?
I don't know, some sort of thing. It happened again. Every time I open my mouth, every single time. See you next time, folks.